John Walker's named Captain America, and Sam and Bucky team up against the rebel group, the Flag Smashers. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve from VALHARTV, and today I'll be reviewing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2. So this episode begins with a look at our new Captain America, John Walker. We see that he's doing an interview at his old high school, and they go through some of his accomplishments. He was the first soldier to get 3 Purple Hearts, I believe it is. And they go through a little bit of his backstory, and they even talk about how his body was studied because it's at peak, it's peak performance or something like that. And they don't really explain that part, but yeah, they talk about how this one university studied his body, and he's able to throw the shield around like pretty good. So I did think that was pretty sweet. So as we go along, Bucky ends up confronting Sam about giving up the shield. And then, Sam is like, well, I have bigger things to deal with right now. The Flag Smashers are, doing some stuff, and I got to go see what's going on. So Bucky decides to tag along with them. And and they go to Munich, where the Flag Smashers are loading up trucks after they land. But it's really funny how they land, like, Sam flies out, but Bucky jumps without a parachute. So that was kind of funny. And even Sam comments, he's like, I got that all on tape. And I did think that was pretty funny. So at this point, they do start to argue when they start seeing them pick containers up and load them onto the trucks about how many, of them there are. And they find out there's a whole bunch of them. And as the trucks leave, they take off after them, and a fight ends up breaking out on top of the trucks, and it's actually really well choreographed. I thought this was probably one of the better scenes in this episode. And they end up finding out that there are more super soldiers out there because things don't go their way, and we even get to see Captain America come in and try to help out. So I really thought that was really kind of good because they all just get, it just doesn't go their way the way they want it to. And, we do cut to another scene where Bucky ends up taking Sam to meet somebody, and, Falcon ends up finding out something that has been kept a secret for a long time. And he's very upset about it. And then as they're outside arguing, Bucky ends up getting arrested because he missed his mandated therapy session. And, so while we're waiting in jail, we see Walker, who's the new Captain America, come in and get Bucky out of jail. And, he's like, all right, he's like, you got to go to your therapy session. He's like, and then you're going to come back and report to me. And Sam ends up going into the therapy session with him because Bucky's therapist says, you too, we're gonna do this, And this was kind of it was semi-funny. I'm not going to lie. I did kind of chuckle during it, but I didn't think it was, like, overly funny. And like, some of the jokes in this I thought were kind of hit or miss. And there were a couple of cringe moments in this, too, that we'll get to that I'm not really going to talk about and spoil things, because it does have to do with some of the good story in this. But, yeah, there was a couple of cringe moments that I felt were forced. But, so after they leave the jail, they end up talking to Walker, and he's like, look, let's all team up and we can get things done faster. And Sam and Bucky, talk about, like, he has to go through all this red tape, and they said it wouldn't make sense for them to work with him because they are more freelance, so they're able to do stuff that he's not. And he doesn't like that. So as they end up walking away from him, they end up deciding that they need to talk to somebody to get some extra help, and it's somebody that, when you find out the name drop, it's actually really kind of cool. And they decide to go that route, so they can figure out exactly what the Flag Smashers are really up to and how they ended up getting a hold of the super soldier serum. And there's been, and that's kind of a little confusing because I know there's been like a whole bunch of different ones that were made, but none of them were really that successful until apparently now. So it's very interesting to see where this is kind of leading. The action in this was really good, and it was well choreographed too. We get a really good fight scene on top of trucks where Captain America shows up and he's throwing around the shield, and hitting people with it and helping out his partner and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though it didn't really go well for him. And another scene where I thought was kind of neat is where we see Falcon, just soar out of the plane, but Bucky just jumps. And I was just like, really? I was like, I know you're not that far up, but that's gotta hurt when you land, and it looked like it did for Bucky, so I thought that was pretty neat. Again, the acting in this, I thought was great. They go through with a lot of good dialogue, but then again, there's a couple of cringe moments where the dialogue is not so good. I felt like it was forced what they were talking about, and I know there's certain subjects that are a hot topic right now that everybody wants to kind of throw in stuff, but it's not really necessary, as the MCU has never really had an issue with any of that kind of stuff before. So I really thought that took the episode down a little bit, but really, like to me, where Bucky gets arrested, just before he does it, that really, the whole thing didn't need to be in there. I felt, and I don't want to ruin it for people because it's kind of an important moment too in the episode. So this episode comes back with more action, which is what I really liked about the episode. We even get to see Walker throwing the shield around, and not just like during the interview when he's practicing with it. He actually uses it in combat, and it shows that he's not just for show. He's able to actually fight and use the shield. And it helps that he has military training too. So I did like that. Overall, I thought this was a good episode, but again, the couple of cringe moments that were in there took it down a little bit. So I would give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it was as good as the first episode, but I still think it was pretty good overall. If you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and also subscribe, as I'll be doing more content each week. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Take care for now, everybody.